UFC have been announcing massive fight after massive fight, big announcement after big announcement. There's my camera, it takes a bit every single time. But we're getting some massive fight announcements from the UFC, and I have to cover a lot of these, of course. The biggest one right now being this complete load of garbage that the UFC announced, where Sean O'Malley gets the most undeserved title shot in recent UFC history. The guy sat out after losing to Merab Dvalishvili, the champ, watched him defend, and did nothing, then end up getting another title shot. I mean, that should never be a situation that could ever be possible in the #1 fighting organization in the entire world. I mean, that's insane. How Sean O'Malley sat down, watched the champ, after beating him, defend the belt, and then go ahead and get another shot after another worthy contender, Peter Yan, for example, the only worthy contender right now for the belt, fought twice since losing to Merab Dvalishvili. Fought Song Yadong and beat him, and then fought Davison Figueiredo in a 5-rounder and looked fantastic in both of those fights. I mean, and Figueiredo, if Figueiredo won the fight, would have gotten the title shot over Yan, or would have gotten the title shot after beating Yan. But Yan beat Figueiredo, and he doesn't get the title shot. It's as disrespectful and as horrible, by the way, for the UFC. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And the worst part is Sean O'Malley has a chance. I mean, he's going to have to fight. Like, Sean O'Malley would either have to fight Peter Yan, Umar Nurmagomedov, or maybe eventually Mario. I mean, Mario Batista's his boy. I don't think he'd fight him. But he was left with either Yan, Umar, or Merab. And you want to know what the best matchup is for Sean O'Malley? It's Merab. Compared to these guys, a 34-year-old Merab is by far his best matchup between all these guys right here. So the UFC had an opportunity to do him versus Corey Sandhagen. They chose not to do it because they ended up booking Corey Sandhagen versus Davison Figueiredo. I don't know why. We move forward. They could have done O'Malley versus Corey Sandhagen, given him a fight where is very, very winnable for Sean O'Malley, which is also a very desirable fight in the MMA world. I mean, a lot of people have wanted to watch Sean O'Malley versus Corey Sandhagen and see how that would have gone. But yeah, the UFC didn't want to match him up with Yan or Umar. They knew Yan beat him in the first fight. Let's be honest. Yan beat Sean O'Malley 30-27. Do we really need to go over that again? If he didn't beat him 30-27, he beat him 29-28. You go look at every single media scorecard. I mean, I'm going to pull it up. Literally just O'Malley made decisions. I mean, if you go look at the media scorecards on this fight, every single media member except one dunce had it for Peter Yan. I mean, 30-27 all around over here. 29-28 for the most part. And Sean O'Malley, one guy. I don't know what Matthew Wells is doing. Anyways. Yeah, legitimately insane that O'Malley won that fight. Even Dana White, after the fight in the post-press conference, said that Yan won 29-28, and the judges got it wrong. But yeah, moving forward, I do think O'Malley has a chance to knock him out. I mean, Merab's been hurt against Marlon Moraes. He's been hurt against Henry Cejudo, against Umar Nurmagomedov. Even Peter Yan landed him with a couple good shots, getting him on the trip. Yeah, I don't know. I think O'Malley can land him, especially at distance, is very solid for him. But if he can't land the knockout blow, it's going to be relatively similar to the first fight. It's just his best opportunity right now to get the belt back because he's not beating the other two top guys, and Yan and Umar. They're much worse matchups for him stylistically because Yan and Umar can control on the mat, and Yan, of course, the striker he is. He's a better striker than O'Malley. Let's not argue with ourselves. Let's not lie to ourselves. If you go watch Umar Nurmagomedov, obviously the jiu-jitsu Umar has is levels above. Merab is not a really good jiu-jitsu player at all. He's an unbelievable wrestler and has unbelievable cardio and pace, but he's not a jiu-jitsu player. Umar is a jiu-jitsu player. He would do whatever he wants to Sean O'Malley on the mat. And then Peter Yan, of course, has it all. Like, what are you going to do at that? And I'm not saying that because I'm a Yan fan. I'm saying it as an objective truther. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, that's a good fight. Moving forward, though, a couple good announcements. Of course, I mean, this is a really good take, obviously. And if you disagree with this, by the way, if you disagree with Peter Yan deserving the title shot, you have no clue what you're talking about. Moving forward, this is a fight that was announced. Oh, look at this, by the way. Look at round 3. This is round 3 right here. O'Malley tries to land a left. Big right, big left for Yan. Bigger ones overall. O'Malley lands at 1-2. Big left for Yan. Damage. Anyways, moving forward. Volkov versus Almeida is in the works. I rate this pretty much as a fight. I do think Almeida wins this. I think Almeida's going to be able to grapple against Volkov here. I'd be surprised, honestly, if Volkov wins it, although he's been looking a lot better recently. He hasn't really fought a grappler like Almeida. I think Almeida's like the next best guy right there at heavyweight behind Tom Aspinall. Once John Jones stops playing games and he fights Aspinall, gets knocked out, the division can move on. Or if he could just vacate the belt and get out of here, we can get Almeida versus Aspinall and not waste our time with this. But regardless, I mean, I think Almeida's the next best guy. He made one of the dumbest decisions he could have ever made against Curtis Blades. Prior to that, he was ragdolling him like crazy. Yeah, kind of reminded me of like Benoit Saint-Denis versus Dustin Poirier, where Jailton Almeida was ragdolling Curtis Blades. Benoit Saint-Denis was ragdolling Dustin Poirier. And then he just went full moron. But anyways, moving forward, yeah, I got all made up by submission in this one. Probably in the first round. Carlos Prates versus Ian Garry. What a fight. Short notice. You cannot disrespect Ian Garry's name as a fighter. Outside of that, all power to you. But Ian Garry's all game. I mean, he's all game. The guy's a really good striker overall. Very, very good footwork. And I'm not talking a guy that just moves around and moves backwards. A guy that tries to move around is Leon Edwards. Those are guys who don't know how to move backwards. I mean, Israel Adesanya, not good footwork whatsoever. He has no awareness of the cage presence, honestly. Like, Israel Adesanya has tripped over the cage numerous times. Ian Garry has good footwork. He is aware of his surroundings. He is really, really aware of where he's at. I mean, he's still young. I mean, let's look at Ian Garry's typology, and look at his age, and let's see how he is as a prospect. I mean, the guy is 27 years of age. Usually the typical physical prime for UFC fighters on average is between 28 and 34 years old. This guy hasn't even entered his physical prime, but like statistically yet on average. I mean, he's fought Michael Venom Page and was doing well in the striking, and obviously grappled Michael Venom Page as well. Good fight against Jeff Neal was a close one. Didn't look too great in it, to be fair. But he's been improving each fight, and we've seen him improve, of course. He didn't look that great against Jordan Williams and ended up knocking him out. He looked okay in the Darian Weeks fight, looked okay in the Gabe Green fight. We saw him get knocked down in the Song Kanan fight, recovered, and then got his finish. He's looked better and better as the fight goes. Took a really short notice fight against Shavkat Rakhmonov, and now he's sitting here taking another short notice fight against Carlos Prates, another really dangerous short notice fight. And he went 3 rounds to 2 against Shavkat Rakhmonov and almost submitted him. I mean, he was the closest to finishing that fight. I think he's game here. I think he's really game to go ahead and outpoint Prates. I know Prates is dangerous overall, but I think Garry's recovery is fantastic. I think he's only getting better. I do think Ian Garry's going to be able to take this fight, win it. I think he could even submit Prates if he wants to grapple here. I know his wrestling isn't the greatest, but I do think he can be able to get Prates down. I don't think Prates' grappling is that great. This is a casual's delight, where the fighting nerds are back, and the fighting nerds are getting a big step up in competition. We're going to see it with Marisa Rufi soon. We're going to see it with John Silva soon. We're going to see it with Carlos Prates soon. A lot of these fighting nerds are going to be losing very, very quickly within 2025, 2026. I think this is the first one where Carlos Prates loses. Even though I made a TikTok about Carlos Prates being the most likely to become champion because of how open welterweight is, even though I thought Bahalio is the best, I think John Silva and Marisa Rufi are complete frauds. I think Prates is good. I think Garry is better, and I think it's a bad matchup for him. Give me Ian Garry here. Moving on, we got, I don't want to cover this fight. Kayla Harrison's going to run through Juliana Pena. Juliana Pena lost to, oh my God, I can't even remember her name. Raquel Pennington. She lost to Raquel Pennington. I can't believe she got the decision there. Kayla Harrison's going to walk through her moving on. This is a really cool fight. Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov. This could be a car crash. It could be a little bit boring of like a counter-striking fight where Costa isn't going as much, and then Kopylov's not necessarily going too much either. Like, these guys could be up for a slow-paced fight for whatever reason. I just don't see it. I think they're going to be hitting each other with a lot of leather, and then especially with the crowd and with how hard each guy hits, even if it starts off as very low volume, the crowd's going to be playing into it. They're both going to be throwing a lot harder. You're going to hear it in the crowd. You're going to hear the commentary talking about it. I think it'll pick up as the fight goes. Even though these guys usually are better in the first round, we're going to have a pretty fun fight, and I don't think it really goes 3 rounds. It'll be a very, very entertaining one. I don't know. It could go 3 rounds, but you never know. This is a banger. UFC 317 as well. That's what we're talking about here. These are the summer fights we want. And, of course, to cap it all off, I mean, Benoit Saint-Denis versus Joel Alvarez. I love Benoit Saint-Denis. Very fun fighter. But, man, this couldn't have been a worse matchup for him. I mean, seriously, how much worse of a matchup can you get for a guy who shot his neck into a Dustin Poirier guillotine over and over and over again, and he fights Joel Alvarez, who jumps guillotine every single time and actually lands it? If he tries to shoot on Joel Alvarez, he's going to get guillotined into the ground. And if Benoit Saint-Denis wants to strike with Joel Alvarez, he's going to be into every single clinch that Joel Alvarez grabs a hold of him, and he's going to get kneed in the head. I mean, it's a horrible fight for Benoit Saint-Denis. It's maybe the worst fight in the division for him, and he just takes this. The guy's all game. You got to give him that. I mean, he's still very, very young. He is all game. I mean, he's a war veteran for a reason, you know what I mean? He's a war veteran. He just served in the military, for the French military. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. I mean, a bunch of great fights. This is the worst decision the UFC's ever made. And honestly, if O'Malley loses, I mean, he'd be coming off back-to-back losses to Merab. I mean, how bad will his hype be derailed at that point? This guy was calling out Ilia Topuria. This guy was calling out Ilia Topuria. You know what Topuria would have done to this guy? Seriously. Topuria would have knocked O'Malley's out. I mean, oh my God. Oh my God. I could go so far on that. Anyways, yeah, appreciate you guys all for being here. This is a pretty entertaining video. This is another request. No, it wasn't a request. A couple of requests. If you guys have any video requests, go ahead and comment I'll be doing a giveaway soon. I'm going to be opening a 4-ounce league soon. And we have a couple things moving forward. Yeah, appreciate you guys all for being here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, yeah, follow my TikTok at MMADBM. And if you have any suggestions on content, either comment or DM me or something like that. Peace.